Alright, what's good, everybody? This is more or less just a video I wanted to make to talk to you guys a little bit about PC Pixel Gun because there's a lot of misconception around it. And, a lot of people have been thinking that it's newbie, that PC makes things easier. And that's sort of what I'm going to be talking about during this video because PC does make a few things easier, but for the most part, PC is a lot harder than mobile. But we'll get into the pros and cons of PC soon. There are a few things, like I said, that are easier on PC, but I really just wanted to make a lot of these things clear because a lot of people don't really know what they're talking about when they come to PC. And if you think about it, top players like Ryder, he plays on PC, Cal plays on PC, I play on PC, Rip plays on PC from every now and then. I know a lot of players who play on PC, to be honest with you guys. So let's go ahead and just talk about the pros of playing on PC. Well, for one thing that PC does allow you to do differently than mobile is be in your like scoped sniper stage. So like whenever you scope in with a sniper, it is easier to look around like that because you're not using just your thumb to do it. You can actually use your mouse. I mean, I know that for a fact because I went on to Forts and I started playing better than I was on mobile. But, so that's something that I can definitely say for sure. Aiming with a sniper while scoped in is easier on Forge, which means that PC Forts is probably easier than mobile. But then again, there are players who are just as good as I am on Forts. And, I'm climbing up there in the ranks already on Forts, so I've beaten so many players. And that's not to say that players can't beat me. I'm sure they can. For example, Johnny in my clan can probably beat me. There's a lot of people who probably can beat me. LS674 can probably beat me, although I did beat him in a 1v1 already. I'm just saying, for sure, PC Forts to me feels more natural because I've been playing Call of Duty games since I was like 8. Call of Duty, Halo, stuff like that. I'll get into that in just a second. And, I honestly might be wrong. I'm so used to quick scoping in other games. Like, I've been playing a lot of Battlefield. I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty Warzone. And you know what you do in Call of Duty games with snipers? You scope in, you quick scope. It's I don't know. Maybe that's the real reason that I'm better with scoping on PC. Maybe it's not actually easier. I could be wrong, but PC just feels more natural to me, Pixel Gun 3D is the only game that I play on mobile besides this one game that I have on my phone that I don't actually play. Obviously, you guys know Minecraft. I have Minecraft MCPE on my phone. So it's kind of just on there when I downloaded it like 6 years ago on my Google account. And so pretty much Pixel Gun was the only game I played on my phone, but I'm playing dozens and dozens and dozens of PC games every day. And if you guys know, I barely ever played Pixel Gun 3D on my phone at all. That doesn't mean I wasn't good. I actually got really good right around the time that I switched it over to PC. I was able to beat a lot of players consistently. And so what I really want to make the point of here is I've been playing PC games since I was 8 years old. I played, early Halo games, Call of Duty, World at War, and just a lot of the Halo, Call of Duty, Battlefield, games like that, Gears of War, Team Fortress 2, all these games that are like first-person, third-person shooters. I played them all. And I think that's the reason that I'm able to play so well on PC. It's because I literally, never played mobile games at all. Like, the only game I played on my phone was Pixel Gun, and I only played Pixel Gun once every 4 days for maybe 20 minutes. Whereas I've been playing not Pixel Gun, I've been playing PC games on my computer for, years and years and years, and I play every day. So for people to say that it's just easier to hop onto PC and just you become a god and it's so OP, it's totally inaccurate. The proof is with the video that I uploaded on my Saige channel where I taught my uncle how to play Pixel Gun 3D on PC. He doesn't play PC games, he just got his PC. So you know what? He got onto Pixel Gun, started playing, and did you see how bad he was even with aim assist on? I don't even have aim assist or auto shoot on. And you saw how bad he was with it on because he hopped onto PC and he started playing. It's a totally new thing to him. So for people who hop onto Pixel Gun 3D on PC, it's probably going to be a totally new thing to them as well if they don't play PC games. If you've played computer games in the past, think about Calamitify. The difference is that Calamitify has played a bunch of games in the past. For example, and honestly, most specifically, Doom Eternal has a very unique cat spam system. It's not really like cat spam like we know in Pixel Gun, but it's kind of similar. At least that's how Calamity described it to me. It's very similar to that game, both the scoping mechanisms. The only difference being that in Doom Eternal, it's a, I believe, a toggle. I mean, no, in Pixel Gun, it's a toggle, whereas in Doom Eternal, it's a hold for sniper aiming. And even then, I fought Calamity on forts, and I wrecked his shit. And I'm not gonna lie, Cal would probably wreck my shit on pools. And so, I mean, like, you know, Cal and I are similar in skill because we've been playing PC games our entire life. And that's honestly all there is to it, really. I guarantee that some of you guys couldn't just hop onto PC and start playing incredibly. You'd have to learn the controls. It's like learning an entirely new game. And you don't really have the advantage in any way. And honestly, I could be wrong here, but except for forts. I could be wrong with that. Maybe you do have an advantage on forts because of sniping in. But then again, I've been playing games where you scope in, so that could just be part of me being used to PC as well, and I could be totally wrong. Because I guarantee that a lot of people who go try to play forts on PC for the first time will have their shit fucked up big time. And by mobile players as well. Like, for me, I got onto PC, and you know who trained me? A mobile player. And you know who that was? Johnny. Johnny taught me how to play forts. And he's a mobile player, right? So I can't really necessarily say that you really have the advantage on PC. Again, it seems like it's easier for forts only, and in fact, every other game mode is harder, but I'll get into that in just a sec when I talk about cons for PC. But one last pro I do want to mention for PC is that you can't really have any stickiness on your screen like on mobile. Like, I know it's happened to me before where, like, you sweat and your screen either becomes like wet or it becomes sticky or something like that, and it can mess up your aim. That doesn't really happen on PC, but there's a lot of things that sort of play into it that almost make it seem like your screen is sticky if it were possible on PC. And I'll talk about that in just a sec when I get into the cons, but, you know, when you're moving your mouse around, really, you don't really have any stickiness with your thumbs, and, you know, obviously not everybody plays with stickiness on their screen. That's not something that's like, oh, 100% of players experience sticky screen every game they play. No, it happens, like, you know, when you eat, if you're sweating, if you're trying really hard in a game, and, you know, I don't know, maybe you feel like candy or some shit, I don't know. But honestly, it's a lot of misconceptions there. PC really doesn't have the advantage whatsoever, if I'm being honest. In fact, PC, I would say, is harder, which is what I'm going to get into now. PC does not fully support 60 FPS constantly, whereas mobile devices do. On mobile devices, you will never break 60 FPS unless you have a very old device. My PC is not really that new. The newest part in my PC is a Ryzen 9 3900X, which is, I think, a few years old already. And my phone is newer than that. And so, like, I know for some people they do experience lag issues, like, for example, if they're in VC. And of course, the same thing will happen on PC. You will experience lag just like you might on mobile. On mobile, it is not as bad though. On PC, since the game is not supposed to be played on PC, it doesn't run right. Something that you guys have to keep in mind is optimization. Pixel Gun 3D is optimized to be played on mobile devices. It is not meant to be played on PC. It's an emulator. None of the games on an emulator are really meant to be played on PC because you're using a mobile emulator with mobile controls, just using a keyboard and mouse instead. And so PC does not fully support 60 FPS, and you guys will know this if you see me play my if you watch me stream on Saige. You'll see, like, whenever I get into battle, I can get as low as 30 FPS or sometimes 44. The more people in the game, the harder it is. Like, deathmatch games are really difficult. If I'm live streaming or if I'm recording, my FPS drops like drastically. It is awful. So that's the first con I want to get into. PC doesn't really support full-time 60 FPS, which definitely sucks. Of course, people with insane computers might have it better, but unfortunately my computer is honestly pretty average. I've got a Ryzen 9 3900X, which is a pretty good CPU, but other than that, really, my PC is not really that great. You know, it's just a standard gaming computer that I have. And the next thing I want to get into, with the mobile emulator, there's 3 different sensitivities that play into your in-game sensitivity, where on Pixel Gun Mobile, you just choose one sensitivity bar and you set it to where you want and you don't have to change it. With Mimu, there's 3 sensitivities. The sensitivity of your mouse, which is also known as your DPI, the sensitivity of this right here, which actually I'll show you guys. This is the sensitivity with the application, which is being multiplied by the DPI of your mouse. And then that is also being combined with your in-game sensitivity, which is -37 at the moment. So you have to use 3 different adjustments to find your sensitivity, meaning that if you've played on mobile and you go to PC, your sensitivity is going to be all kinds of fucked up because there are 3 different things that play into your sensitivity. It's really hard to find one that works for you, and if I'm being honest, sometimes I feel like it's too slow, sometimes I feel like it's too fast, and I've been playing for over 2.5 weeks now, and I still have not found a decent sensitivity that I'm consistent with. So that's another con with PC. Another con with PC is the fact that there are so many bugs and glitches on like everything. For example, sometimes you just will not be able to open your armory. Sometimes you won't be able to open up your clans. Sometimes when you go into your armory, you'll freeze. If you try to make any in-app purchases at all, you will probably crash. On PC, there's a glitch where you can't chat or type in the chat at all, meaning you can't join any private matches, you can't say anything in chat, you can't type in your clan chat, you can't message any of your friends, which means you have to completely restart your game. And restarting your game takes like maybe 15 to 20 times longer than it does on mobile. It's absolutely ridiculous how long this takes to launch on PC, if I'm being honest with you guys. I don't know why, but, you know, again, it's just because it's on PC. It's not meant to be here. It's not optimized for a computer. And really, that sucks, man. Because I'll be in a game, I'll be trying to either create a match, or if I'm already in one, I'm trying to tell one, hey, you know, take off your armor, or stop using heavy, stop using gadgets, whatever. I can't say that, so they just keep doing it. And the only thing I can do is restart my game. And it sucks. It really, really sucks a lot. And I think that, worst of all, not worst of all, least of all, like the least of your concerns, honestly, when you make your switch over to PC, is that for all iOS players, you'll have to start over. Luckily, I play on Android. But the thing is, I lost pretty much all my skins. It only saved my skins from like a year and a half ago, and then I started with this skin on this account, so I made this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. And, you know, I made them all on this account, so I lost a lot of my skins, which kind of sucks, but that doesn't really affect gameplay at all, if I'm being honest with you guys. But the worst con, and I think honestly, the most difficult thing to get over of all on PC is controls. With your phone, everything is right there with your thumbs, and you are good to go. That is not the case on PC at all. The controls, if you guys have ever played Fortnite, I know you guys don't really like Fortnite, I don't really care, think what you want about the game, and I'm not a huge fan of it, I haven't played it in over 9 months, I'm just using it for comparison here, but if you think about the controls for Fortnite, you have to have a bind to everything, and you can't have the same bind for things. Well, the thing is, on a mobile device, you could just use your thumbs and press anywhere on the screen. On a computer, you can't just press anywhere on the screen, you have to have buttons set up to where you want to press, which means that you will have to use different keys for everything. And if you have really small hands, like me, honestly, my hands aren't really that big. They're kind of medium-sized, I guess. I can't really do that. So 3-cat spam and movement at the same time became impossible for me. And the only way I was able to accomplish overcoming that is by having buttons on the side of my mouse, which greatly affects my aim. You guys can see here my cursor, it's right on the head of the astronaut skin here. If I press the first button for my, here, actually, let me just go into a game really quick, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So I'll name it 12 and whatever, I don't know, whatever. Let me go into a game. The controls are so bad for 3-cat spam. So let me show you. Really quick, just know that every time you spawn in, you'll be like this, you'll be able to walk around, but you can't use your mouse. And that's something I'll talk about again in just a sec. When you spawn in, you won't be able to use your mouse. You have to double click this control button so you can, you know, be able to look around. And by the time you come out here, you don't have spawn protection. So if you rocket jump up, you're really easy to kill because PC doesn't really have spawn protection. Some people have better, maybe, mobility and they're able to get out fast enough. But when you spawn in here, you have to come in here, you have to look for the button, you have to double press it, and then sometimes it glitches out even more. When you press it, you'll come in and you're still not able to look around. So, you know, I'm literally grabbing my screen and looking around, but now I can't use my buttons when I do that. So I have to press it again, and by the time I come out here, I don't have spawn protection, and boom, I'm dead. That's one of the other cons. But again, back to the controls. Let me show you my controls really quick so you guys can see them. Here are my controls. Now, I have Q set up to this, and this is the best way I can do it, by the way, guys. These controls are awful, but this is the best way I can do it since my hands are not huge. I have Q set up to this, 1 set up to this, and I have 2 mouse buttons set up for this, and then E for my heavy. And then I've got, you know, some buttons for my chat, which doesn't even work. The tab doesn't work sometimes. The enter thing is kind of pointless. The jump button doesn't work, and sometimes these gadget ones don't work either. The one that does work, though, is the armory one that always comes in clutch for me. But I think that you'll see here in just a sec. So I'm going to go ahead and press Q. You notice nothing happened there? So again, let me go back to my my thing. You guys notice I get a lot of... Oh, you guys can see how bad my FPS is right now. You guys will notice that when I'm playing or when I'm... Whoa, what is the crosshair? Is that the actual crosshair of this thing? That doesn't look like it's supposed to be there. That might be a glitch. I don't know if that's actually what it looks like. Maybe. I don't know. That's weird. Oh, it's because I have F12. Right. I was like, huh, that's weird. Anyway, if you press Q, it doesn't move my aim at all. But you notice, once I press this one... Oh, did you see that? As soon as I press the button... Oh, it pushes me to the right. For every time I press the side button. And that's if I'm not controlling it. So I'm not gonna lie, when I am controlling, it does get better. So this is when I'm trying to fight it here. You can see it only moves to the right a little bit, and I'm really trying to fight it from doing it. You can see I try to move my mouse back, right? So the thing is, when I switch to my backup, it doesn't have that issue. But if I'm fighting someone, right, and I'm trying to 3-cat spam, it'll move my thing over. And I'm trying, you know, to make sure that my mouse doesn't move like this all the time when I'm aiming, because obviously I won't be able to hit them. So that's something I have to counter when I'm playing. That's because the buttons for my cat spam are on the side of my mouse. So when I push them, it moves my mouse over a little bit, which means that I'm not going to be able to hit them. And I have to try and counter that. So for everyone saying that pulls is easier on PC, not at all. I promise you, it really isn't. No spawn prot, which means that as soon as you rocket jump up, you're probably dead, and then 3-cat spam is hard. If you have really high sensitivity, you can turn fast. I don't really have high sensitivity. So what I do have, though, on my thing is, like, the faster I move my mouse, the faster it'll spin. So, like, if I just go all the way across my mouse pad, right? Past my keyboard and everything, you can see I can spin around a lot. That's because I have something in my mouse that makes it so, like, if I spin it really fast, it'll move faster, but if I move it really slow, it'll move super slow. I forget what that's called, but for people who know PC stuff, you guys can let me know down in the comments. But I think that kind of wraps up this video, to be honest. PC is a lot harder in many ways than mobile. It took a lot of getting used to, but again, I've been playing PC my whole life, so it felt a lot more natural, which is why some of you guys may think that I am better now. Again, I literally only played Pixel Gun on my phone, like, for 20 minutes every 4 days. So if you guys thought I was good on mobile, which I kind of was pretty good on mobile, but I never played, you guys. I really didn't play on mobile much, so of course I'm going to be playing better on PC. I've been playing PC my entire life, and I play for multiple hours a day now. I've gotten way better only because I've been practicing and playing my whole life. That's really all it is to it. So I just wanted to make this video to debunk a lot of the things that people say about PC. It's not newbie at all, honestly. In fact, it's a lot harder in so many ways. It's glitchy, it's buggy, it doesn't work, finding a sensitivity is hard, there's optimization is terrible, FPS is always low when you're in FFA, it's ridiculous. But, I don't know, a lot of people try to make up an excuse for one thing or another because they lost a match or because they didn't do as good. But it is what it is, guys. PC is definitely harder for a lot of things. Again, it might be easier on forts, but then again, I've been playing Call of Duty and Halo games my whole life and using snipers since I was like 8. So, I don't know. Maybe it's not actually easier and I'm just used to it. But either way, thanks for watching this video, guys. Just wanted to talk a lot about this stuff because I've just been hearing so much bullshit about it recently, and it's, I don't know. I love you guys, and montage tomorrow, by the way. Peace.